Hey you guys, in this video I would like to briefly touch on the idea or concept that calculus is the same thing as the study of slope. So slope is one of the easiest concepts that we learn in math. Y equals mx plus b, rise over run, change in y over change in x. It's very simple. Calculus, on the other hand, becomes complicated when we confuse ourselves with the details and we get to the problems and we're like, I don't know what to do, there's so much math here. But essentially, calculus is just the study of slope, the study of rates of change. And to find a derivative, you're essentially finding the slope of a function. When you have a linear function, the slope is constant at each point. That's why you have a straight line, because the slope at each point is the same. The change in y and x is the same at each point. But if you have a curved line, the slope is different at each point. You can see it's more steep here and less steep here. So that means the rate of change is different at each point. So if you want to find the slope of the straight line, you'll get a constant number because it's a constant slope. But if you want to find the slope of this curved line, you'll actually get another function because it's a varied slope, so that means at each point the slope will be different. So quickly, if you have y equals x as one function and y equals x squared as another function, the slope is constant for this one, so it will always equal 1 no matter where you are on the line. But for this one, the slope is different, so using our derivative rules that we may have memorized, we'll know that this new function 2x, okay, I did that kind of quickly. Basically, I just wanted to switch the notation because this is equal to the function and this is the derivative. So the derivative y prime is the notation, or f of x prime is the notation for the first derivative. So this is a 1 because the slope of this line is 1. This is 2x because if you use the derivative rules, which you can easily memorize, then you'll know that the derivative or the slope of this function is another function, 2x. So let's compare. If we look at any point on the x-axis, we can tell the slope of the line at that point. The slope is 1 here. If we go over here, the slope is 1. If we go over here, the slope is still 1. Even though the graph is in the negative part of the quadrants, it is still the constant slope. The rate of which this line is changing is consistently the same. That's why at every single point the slope is 1. But on this one, the slope is not 1. The slope is different at every single point. So if you look at the function overall, you can determine the slope at each point by plugging it into this derivative function 2 of x. So let's say we wanted to know the slope right here at 0 at the origin. Then we could plug in 0 here and we would know that there is actually no slope at 0 because 0, when x is 0 and you plug it in, you get 0. But what about when we're at point number 1? What is the slope over here? It's going to be slightly different than over here. So the slope is there, and then you have the slope here. So you see how it's a different angle. So the rate is different. So if you plug in 1, you get 2, because 2 times 1 is 2. So that means the slope at where x equals 1 is 2, because it's going up 2 over 1. So that's the trend at this point. But let's say we go all the way over here to let's say 30, where x equals 30. Then what's the slope going to be? The slope's going to be 60. So the slope becomes more steep the farther along you go on this function. So that's a basic concept of calculus. The concept of calculus is just studying the rate at which these lines are changing, and you can do so with another function because it's not constant. So that was a lot of words, kind of a lot of rambling, but I hope that this idea sticks and I hope it's helpful. So if you want to see it in a little more detail, but I'm not sure if it's any more clear, keep watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it was very helpful for you. If you have any questions or would like me to clarify anything, please leave a comment below. If you have any calculus tips for anyone just starting to study calculus, please leave those tips in the comments below. And if you want to see more calculus videos, give this one a thumbs up. And if you want to see more study videos, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have awesome studying. Bye!